Okay, so good morning, everyone. Professors, guests, and fellow researchers. My name is Wenliang Chu-Wang, or Andy for my English name. Today, I would like to share with you my research progress, which is detecting defective native chicken carcass using convolutional neural networks. And my advisor is Dr. Yan Fu. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Chicken has become a major meat protein source in our lives. And in our daily lives, we always eat all of these delicious chicken dishes, such as roast chicken, fried chicken. If you're Taiwanese, we have the best fried chicken in my opinion, and chicken soup made by homemade chicken soup, which is very delicious. So we know that the chicken meat source is very integrated in our lives. But where do these meats come from? In Taiwan, around 379 million poultry were produced in 2023 and reached a production value of 50 billion Taiwanese dollars in the same year. And out of these production value, 22% belongs to the Taiwanese native chicken. So we could know that. And today I would like to focus on this topic, which is the Taiwanese native chicken, and specifically the problems met in the slaughterhouses. So the problem met in these slaughterhouses is that defect carcasses are discovered occasionally on these production lines. And these defects, there are four major defects on these carcasses. For example, like biopollution, like these yellow portions. It's caused during the slaughter process if their liver gets tear open, and it will pollute the whole body. And it's not good for the consumer to buy them. And the second defect is bruise, which might be comes from when they were raised in the chicken farms, and so as skin tear and skin scab. So we need to remove these defect carcasses from the production line. If you're familiar with the poultry industry, there exists an imaging system for broilers. They are efficient, and they can digitalize these carcass image data into digital format and be used for further analysis. But it has some critical features that is not suitable for Taiwanese native chicken. The first being that it has to be established at the same time when the slaughterhouse is constructed. So many of these older slaughterhouses in Taiwan cannot apply this system. And the second is the bigger problem, which is that Taiwanese native chicken has a lot of varieties, and each variety has a different skin or appearance or other features. So it makes it hard. Unlike broilers, they have the same shape and weight, all very in the same range, but Taiwanese native chickens, they all appear different. And so it makes it very difficult to develop an automated system to perform meat grading. And the current approach of these Taiwanese native chicken slaughterhouses is that they do these by manual inspection. You can see here that this is a production line of the slaughterhouse, and there are many workers here to do the meat grading. So they'll do So they have to do it like one by one and check all the defects. So this method is very subjective. Each worker has their own standards for defects. And the second problem is that there is a lot of labor shortage in Taiwan, in the agriculture industry, worldwide also. So these workers may be hard to hire them. And the third one is that every day there are tens of thousands of chicken carcasses to be slaughtered, so it's prone to have man-made errors in the process. So our objective is to automate the meat grading process. The first goal is to construct a deep learning model to detect these defective Taiwanese chicken carcasses. And the second goal is to try to establish a defect carcass removal system. So this is our experiment site. It's provided by Lead Rate Livestock, and it's situated in the southeastern area of Taiwan. And you can see that these are the production lines, and the chickens are hooked manually over here. This is an overhead view of the slaughterhouse. This is only the portion of the meat grading section, and our camera system is mounted over here on this rotation wheel. Our system pipeline is that we'll take a picture from our image acquisition module, and we'll feed it into our defect classification model. And the defect classification model will tell us whether the chicken is good or bad. And if it has defects, we'll remove them with a switch on our production line. This is our schematic diagram of how the removal system will look like. So we have our camera module here. It will take both sides of the chicken carcass, and the images will be transferred to industrial computer upstairs to process the classification model. And if there's a defect carcass detected, it will signal the programmable logical controller to remove this carcass. Our image acquisition module has two cameras, and here are some details. It captures the back side and the front side of the carcass, and with pixels of 800 pixels by 1500 pixels. And the camera is triggered by a photoelectric sensor. So here are the data set that I've collected over around 1 year or so. It consists of 5 varieties of Taiwanese native chicken: red feather, black feather, golden feather, wenchang chicken, and silky fowl, or wuji in Mandarin. And something to note is that these 3 Taiwanese native chickens, they look very similar also. And the wenchang chicken has more of an orange yellowish skin, and the silky fowl is all black. So it'll be pretty difficult for some imaging. Here are the details of my data set. So in total, I've collected around 1,035 images, and I've categorized these 3 because they look very similar, and I couldn't count like how much each individual variety has. So the total of them is like 724 images. And among these images, half of them are normal chickens and half of them are defective carcasses. For the defective classification model, I chose MobileNet V3 for my module architecture because it uses nonlinear activation function, depthwise convolution, a squeeze and excite module to lighten the model architecture while maintaining its accuracy. Here are my training details. All right, so let's move into the results. The defect classification model accuracy achieves an overall accuracy of 85%. We could see that during the learning process, there are a lot of oscillations happening during the in the loss curve, and I suggest that there might be some problems in the data set. One being that the silky fowl is very distinct in the data set. The whole image is very dark, which could make the whole learning process very difficult. And the second problem is that these defects, they appear very drastically to one another. Like there could be a small tear or a whole like skin problem, or the whole skin is just there's no skin and it's all flesh. So this problem may cause the model to have a not so well result. So to conclude, this research, I have established an image acquisition module in a Taiwanese native chicken slaughterhouse. And I have proposed a defect carcass model for 5 breeds of Taiwanese native chicken. And the model has achieved an accuracy of 85%. For further future work, I would like to localize these defective parts and find a way to classify and analyze these CQ files separately. And experiment with different model architectures for better accuracy. And finally, integrate the production line and develop a removal defect carcass system. And I would like to thank the Ministry of Agriculture of Taiwan for financial support and Lee's Ray Livestock for providing the experiment site. And thank you for listening. This is my project.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A couple questions is welcome. Anybody from the floor? Professor Mori.
Thank you for your presentation. I want to ask about the training image. So when you prepare the training image, so you remove the background region. So without the background region.
No, this is the image that I feed into the model. So
Why I didn't remove the background region?
One of the reasons is that
I think the background information, so the defect decrease the precision accuracy.
yes, maybe in the future I could try that, but there's another problem that if we're doing this real time, it might affect the computation time and might not achieve real time. Yeah. So
You have consider the future work about it.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you. Any other one? Please.
Thank you for presentation. I want to ask you about your training parameters. How do you decide or how you optimize your hyperparameters?
Okay, so these hyperparameters are done by like trial and error. Like I've tried multiple different sets of parameters. Mostly I've changed the batch size and the initial learning rate and the optimizer. So these 3, I think that's the most important. Yeah, and I've tried some like batch size of 32, and the model becomes like overfitting very seriously. So I've changed a smaller batch size. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much. Time is up. So I would like to go for the final